Hello, everyone.
Everyone wave to the audience.
Sorry, that was the face of me looking around and realizing that I forgot my dice.
You might want those. So while TK gets their dice, everyone welcome to the Demonplague. It is excellent to have you all here. I am James Intricasso. I am your dungeon master. I go by he, him. And we are playing a fun time, wintertime D&D game here, all about demons and plagues and fun things. So let's go around the table, meet our cast and who they are playing. Rudy Basso, let's start with you.
Hi, I am Rudy Basso, also he, him. I am playing Rain Bowie, a human monk who is immune to the demon plague. No demon plague for this guy. Doesn't need a magical item, doesn't need anything. I'm not getting it. So I'm going to be looking stuff in the eye. I'm going to be like poking things in the eye, mockingly. Not afraid. Not afraid of demon plaguers or whatever.
A whole lot of eye gouging going on now that you're 10th level.
Yeah, a lot of eye stuff. That's what I'm into. Eye stuff.
Got it. How about you, Lauren? Who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You might know me as Owo Crazy. I go by she, her, and I'm playing Roxy Arakoko Rogue, who is immune to nothing. Not immune to anything. She's going to be staying way far out of what she thinks is the range of catching demon plagues, and will probably at some point catch the demon plague.
Rock's immune to having a bad attitude. That's what Rock's immune.
This is true. Lauren's pretty sure she's going to catch a demon plague. Rock's like, it'll be fine. It'll all be fine.
And how about you, Robert? Who are you and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Robert Iducci, and I am playing Torsten Alehand, a wizard cleric.
Excellent, excellent. And Torsten is now level 10 as well.
10,
Everybody's
yep.
level 10. Yes, exciting.
Yay!
Exciting. And TK, do you have your dice?
Yeah, I got them. See my dice set?
Ooh.
Isn't it
Excellent.
cute?
Ooh, those are awesome.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
spooky, like me. Yes, I'm TK, they, them, and I am playing Isabel halfback, half-orc fighter. I just picked up 2 new maneuvers, which is maneuvering attack and rally. So more like teamwork stuff. Very cool.
Excellent, excellent. That's awesome. So we are journeying now to Tomar's Crossing, and as we do that, I'd like to remind the audience right above my head, there are bit donations. You can get your name shouted out on the show. You can buy a health potion, or very much thanks to Josh Long, who has bought an auto success this week for Robert Aducci. So
Hey!
thank you very much, Robert. He wants you to win that election
I got it.
that is coming up. And of course, that is because in the village of Tomar's Crossing, the only village left in the Luna Valley, there is an election going on for the town council. 4 seats are up, and we are a mere 7 days away from that time. Last time on the Demonplague, Rock and Isabel went to Fort Kickass to recover components for a ritual that you are going to use to kill and put down Zancrown forever, the plague demon who has brought the demon plague to the lands. Meanwhile, Rain and Torsten set up a prison and scouted out the population of Tomar's Crossing to see who they believed had the demon plague. Amid all of this planning and hubbubaloo, that is when Bruce Killshatter made an appearance. Bruce Killshatter, of course, the former ringmaster of the circus that Rock was once in, the circus dad, if you will. And he has come back as a revenant and has experienced muddled memories and believes that the comet strike was not just a freak accident, but was sent by something. He's trying to sort out those memories because he learned all of that while he was in the afterlife at one point. He knows he made a decision to come back as a revenant, but he doesn't have all of the details. There was a tearful reunion with Rock, and that is where we left things last time. So now what I am looking for all of you is what you're starting to do over these next days leading up to the election. What is it you would like to do? What is your plan? I will say Bruce Killshatter is spending a lot of time in the Kick and Punchatorium with Furry Eye the Wise, who is helping him sort through the memories of the afterlife that he has had so that he can come forth with more revelations for all of you. So that is how Bruce Killshatter and Furry Eye the Wise have been spending a lot of their time in, of course, Thor's Kick and Punchatorium now. So what are the rest of you doing during this time? Right now, the prison has been set up. You've got all kinds of doodads ready to go, and you've got chains ready to go, but you have not rounded up the people yet.
Yes. So that's what I want to do is I want to keep a very close eye on the, was it 10 we said? People
4, 5. I've got 7.
7. Okay, I thought it was 7 or 10. Yeah, the 7 people who've been displaying symptoms, because I know that they will become more and more erratic, and I want to make sure they don't get violent. You know, some of them are family folk, including Baobites. What was the name of the one?
Baobab.
Baobab. You've got the Demonplague. Thanks for your donation. Yeah, and I'm trying to think if I should. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on them all to make sure nothing goes crazy and they don't attack anyone or anything like that.
Okay, so are you trying to get them into the prison at this point that you've made, or you're just?
I'm looking for a reason to get them into the prison.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Torsten, what do I do?
I think that it's a good idea for you to kind of give a watch over them. I was just thinking it's probably not such good optics for me to be like, you know, I'm trying to run, but we're gonna put everybody in jail.
Yeah,
so.
Take them away,
Right,
yes, sir.
Plus, they could be potential voters. So
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
That's 7 votes.
Yeah.
Plus, if we're wrong, I mean, there seems to be some good indications, but if we're
Yeah,
wrong,
that's a good
and then we
point.
just imprison somebody.
Right. So once someone's a danger to themselves or other people, then maybe we'll try to move them.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
until the vote and everything, I just want to, you know, I've kind of been gone for quite a while doing this and that, so I want to just go and like talk to people and kind of see, you know, get the you know, temperature of the town and stuff.
Okay, cool. So, Rudy, go ahead, make a perception check with advantage for me. And Robert, while you're walking around, the same counselors who approached you before, who represented the various camps of refugees, are approaching you again. Now, remember, there's only 4 seats here in Tomar's Crossing. And there are a bunch of other people running. So I just want to run down this list real fast for you. So people who are on the ballot at the moment are Pauline Sandalwood, current counselor and village witch, Kadra Tourmaline, who is a sorcerer whose life you have saved several times now. Malaga Terwain, who we actually have mentioned but has never made an appearance in the flesh. She is the owner of a bar. She has never been a counselor before. There was a guy named Journey Yurvin who has actually dropped out of the race. He had a big-time anti-refugee stance and doesn't feel good about his chances, and so has conceded rather than be embarrassed. There is, of course, Summit Skullcleaver. And then there are the people who ran the various refugee camps who are named Nibbin Blondebeard, Genus Clocker, Huberg Greyborn, and Katika LeBlorn. Probably the 2 you've interacted with the most are Huberg, who set you off to Fort Frostfell and gave you some information regarding that, and Katika LeBlorn, who is a rather pushy noble from one of the cities in Tomar's Crossing that was destroyed, called Safe Harbor. He very desperately wants to be on the council and very desperately approaches you multiple times a day about plans and things that he's thinking and that sort of thing.
So none of these people decided to go off with a group of refugees who are now living in Fort Kickass.
Yes, they are all still here in Tomar's Crossing, these people.
Okay.
And there's only room for 5 on the council, right?
4 on the council.
4 on the council.
So that is something to keep in mind here, is that everybody kind of wants your endorsement. You have a feeling right now, based on all of the goodwill you've accrued, all of the public sort of takedowns you've done of corrupt officials have made you quite popular. You're the Harvey Dent of this place right now, before the acid attack. So, yes.
Did we just get spoilers? What's going on? Thorsten, stay away from all acid.
So is there anyone besides Summit that's actually from
Tomar's Crossing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Malaga Terwain is. She runs an inn in the place. In fact, she was probably like the ale hand competition, as it were. But she's very friendly, very nice. I don't, your family, based on what you've told me about your family, what I know about her, it probably would be more of a rivalry, if anything, than like cutthroat business partnerships. And she actually opened her into the refugees immediately. She was taking as many people as she could in there. So she's a good soul, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I will kind of, probably Huberg is the person that has helped us the most. And so, I'd probably be, more inclined to kind of work with him closely. And then Summit, of course. And so, I don't know who would be the last person, but I'll kind of keep that open to kind of not.
Oh, and there is, of course, I'm sorry, Palmine and Kadra too are running.
Right. Yeah.
So, and they are from the town. So I just figured I should mention them as well. So,
Kadra,
okay.
Kadra.
Yeah.
So, we're going to get to Kadra in a second, actually. So think about that and think about kind of who you want to put your weight behind and everything. How did that perception check go, Rudy?
15.
Okay, cool. And what is Rock doing right now?
Well, so Rock is probably hanging out in the Punch and Kickatorium and is doing a lot of probably being annoying to Bruce and Fairy Eye. Like, she's probably thinking that she's helping, but is like standing there being like, okay, what can I help with? And if they're having like high level magic discussions or like, planning sessions on what to do next, she's being the little kid who just wants to be helpful, which is basically what she was doing when she was in the circus. So she doesn't really have an agenda as much as she's just hanging out, going like, can I help with anything? Can I get you anything? Do you eat? No, neither of you eat. Okay, I'm just gonna go get myself food, and then she'll go get food and come back, and then we'll sit there for a while and be like, anything I can? No, okay, I'll just be here. So that's about it. She wants Torsten to win the election, but she really doesn't care about anything else, and she's just waiting to find out more information about like what to do next to go after Zan Crown.
Gotcha. Okay, so she is doing that sort of thing and looking for information. So I think if you want to spend some time with them, Bruce actually seems to appreciate having you there, even though you are definitely getting in the way a little bit of what's going on. Bruce doesn't seem to want you to go all the time. He likes when you're there. And does spend a lot of time with Fairy Eye, almost meditating. There's this, they sort of just sit there looking at each other in their undead way, and she is kind of probing his mind with her ghost magic, and he is trying hard to access memories, and every now and then a fragment will come out. And so far what you've been able to piece together is that he was in a good place in the afterlife with many of the people that you were in the circus with. And it seemed like it was a paradise, but as much as everybody else in the circus was enjoying themselves, Bruce was not able to do so. And so he started to seek out information about the comet and actually started to go on a bit of a planar journey around the plains, seeking out sort of what happened with all of this. And you know that he eventually made his way into the lower plains, which are your nine hells, your abysses, your Gehennas, that sort of thing. So, not great places. So that is so far what you have been able to put together.
Can I just say that having, dead guy and ghost lady sitting in the middle of my gym, not great for business. Okay. Just staring at each other, being creepy.
And Rock in a corner.
Just watching them.
Basically, like, she is smart enough and calm enough that, like, when they're doing their meditation thing, she is just, like, still and silent and nothing. But as soon as they give any indication that, like, if they start to talk or if they start to move, she's just there. Like, did you find out anything? Is there anything that I can do? So yeah, it's like if you walk in, it's Creepville. Because Rock's just in a corner, like.
So, two people staring at each other and a bird person in the corner staring at them.
Exactly. It's a creep fest. It's amazing.
So I would say that whenever you have a class, Rain, the Fairy Eye and, of course, Bruce Killshatter will retreat to your bedroom in the second floor.
Cool. Good.
So I'll go too.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Which makes sense. Totally good stuff. So they're not just doing this, especially because Fairy Eye doesn't seem to be very comfortable with, like, wanting people to know there's a ghost here. Bruce Killshatter looks like he could care less, but he is also less conspicuous than a ghost is, because he has a flesh body that he keeps mostly his wounds and stuff covered up. So he's not as weird. So gotcha. TK, what is Isabel up to?
Isabel and Summit agreed that it would probably not be very good for them to be seen together before the big vote and everything. She doesn't want to make it look like she outright endorses him, and she doesn't want to intimidate other people into voting for him or whatever he said. So she is grumpily hoping the guards kind of prepare for Demonplague related incidents and what she considers to be the inevitable prison break of Bajalin.
Gotcha. So all of this is going on. Do you all meet up at any points, like all four of you together? Is this a thing that you make a habit of, or are you all doing your own thing at this point?
Yeah. What did my perception gauge? My 15? Nothing, or?
No, your perception gauged quite a bit, which we're gonna get to, but that's sort of sustained over the time.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I would definitely want to check in with everyone to give them updates on the demon-plagued, because I might need their help if they're super strong and stuff, getting these people to the prison.
So I will say, Rudy, that of the 7 people you identified, there are 4 who, over the course of the next day, the 3rd day here, you are, or I guess the 4th day, you have noticed are definitely stronger and are definitely also seem to be losing some of their mental sort of faculties. They seem to be having a harder time with things like, doing addition when they're at the market. They seem to be having a harder time with reading things. They're slower reading, and they're also just sort of, in general, it takes them a little bit longer to figure out what they want to say, how they want to say it. They're less eloquent, that sort of thing.
All right. Man, this is so, like, I don't want to be like, hey, come with, I don't want to, like, secret police them away to the prison, right. But how do we do this diplomatically?
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like, I know it kind of puts a scare out there, but, like, telling people, being honest with people instead of just, assuming that we are making the best decision for everybody.
Yeah, I think we said we were going to do that at the end of last session too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's better to do that now that people are actually exhibiting symptoms as
Yeah.
opposed to before we saw any symptoms. And then it's just like, I swear, my neighbor has the demon plague.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
like, I don't
Actual-
need ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, do we like if you mention this when you come into the Punch and Kickatorium, I think Rock might turn towards a Fairy Eye and say, "Can you do the thing with the people who are sick, like what you did with with Eliovolverus, and like take over them so that we can get them safely to some place where they are
Ooh.
contained instead of having to like subdue them?"
that's a great idea.
Yes, I would certainly do that. There are those who would think it is immoral to possess the body of another, but I have no problem with that if you do, if it saves the world.
Well, it's less about saving the world and more about if we just try to like subdue these people and they attack us, then people are just going to get hurt. This way, it's not amazing, but then nobody gets hurt, right?
Right. Yes, exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
dropping a glacier on top of a civilization to stop the end of the world. So I'm
No,
sure
no,
you're
because the
totally
glacier-
familiar with this
Glacier
idea.
killed people. This will prevent
Faria.
killing people, right?
Yes.
I'm fine either way, as Rain has pointed out.
Because it's like, I could possess them, I could drop a glacier on them.
I could
Uh,
possess them or I could kill them.
Whatever,
Whatever.
tomato.
Yeah.
So while you are talking, there's a knock on the door. And before anybody has a chance to like get up, it opens. It just comes open, and Katika LeBlorn walks in.
LeBlorn, we meet
Yeah.
again.
And you can see he's in Demonplague land, right? He's got dirty clothes and everything, but they're finer clothes, and he still seems to wear them. He's got kind of this haughty air, and he's actually walking with a cane that has gold tips on either end. So it's got this gold lion head, and then it has a gold tip on the bottom. He clearly does not need the cane either. And
Wow.
it is just
You
showy.
could have saved anything and you saved the cane. That's cool.
It does look pretty cool.
It does look cool. Let's take it.
Yeah, maybe it's a sword.
Isabel and Rain like lock eyes at the same time.
So he walks in and says, "Heroes, the heroes of Fort Kickass. Hello, how
Hi.
are you? I hate to interrupt this very important, I'm sure, adventure planning meeting you're having, but I am here because I want your endorsement. How do I get it?"
I'm looking at that cane. It'll go great with my hat.
And he says, "It's yours if you want it."
Oh,
And he
no,
talks-
I didn't say that
No,
out
that
loud.
sounds-
That was just my internal monologue.
Could you imagine the king with your purple witch hat?
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Shirtless.
Shirtless.
Which-
Just walking, strutting through town. Yeah, that would be
Strutting
This
good.
Uh,
entire
With
campaign
like a
is just
snow leopard trim.
this entire campaign is just him outfitting himself to look badass. Basically, it's just Demonplague dress up.
As an aside, Rudy, I was wrestling with my son who's 4 years old the other day, and he literally rips off his shirt while we're wrestling, and he's like, "I'm shirtless. That means I'm stronger." And a good guy."
He knows. It's true.
Yes,
It's
you're
just
influencing the next generation. This is amazing.
There you go.
feels good.
Before we answer Pimpcane dude, I have a question. So 4 people can win positions. How does the voting actually work? Is it you just vote for one and the top 4 vote getters win? Is it like pass the post and you vote for a couple? Like how does the voting actually work?
So the voting works. It is the first 4, the 4 highest vote getters win. And then they decide among themselves who the village master is. So that is sort of how that works.
Does
That's
everyone
based
get
on
only
a,
1 vote, or does
Yeah.
everyone get 4 votes? Because there's 4 positions.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Everybody gets to vote yes for 4 people.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. And then it's like the top 4 vote getters just in general.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to get in specifics.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Sure.
people
And,
do
you
rank
could, and if
choice,
you vote, you could vote for just one person, right? If you want to make your vote like super count for that one person, you vote for one person and then don't vote for anybody else.
You can't vote for the same person 4 times, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's based on a borough model of voting. Anyway, I don't want to lose viewers like a,
Well, small
faster
government
than
definitely will bring viewers. Discussions on small government.
So that's the first thing we need to have passed the post. It is the best and most equitable. Never mind.
So, Gattaca, what I've been so busy. Remind me of your I don't know of your campaign. What are you, what are you standing for here in Tomar's Crossing?
So he says, well, I stand for those who have lost much. As you know, and he says, the Alehand family, for instance, successful small business owning people, are the ones who need to bounce back first because they can provide employment to others. You see what I'm saying here?
I see.
So those who have lost the most need to recover fastest. Therefore, they can pour those resources into the hands of those who need them.
Sounds very trickle-down economics.
I was just about to say,
Yes,
like,
that is a great term.
yeah,
Trickle-down economics. I like it.
Gattaca Reagan LeBoy.
Your middle name Reagan by chance? Yeah.
Yes.
This is what happens when you have people who own things. If everybody is owning things and people want things, why can't you all just share?
Because not everyone earns everything, Rock. You see, I have made it my life's work to work hard and make much of myself, and therefore I had a lot to lose. But those who didn't work as hard didn't lose.
All right, get the fuck out of my gym. Okay. I'm done with this. Get out of here. No more.
He says, well, I was hoping that maybe we could come to some form of arrangement. You see, I do happen to have some gold I could spare. Send it your way for an endorsement, as it were.
Do you have food for the town? Because really, that's what the town needs. Nobody needs more gold. They need more food.
I see. I do have some supplies that the nobles of Safe Harbor have been stockpiling in case things went poorly. I could convince the nobles to give it out if I could have your endorsement, of course.
Could I ask a quick question? What were you waiting for specifically? Because you had no guarantee that you would be running, so you've just been stockpiling for no reason?
Well, no, not for no reason. It's in case we ran out of food, we needed some to eat. For ourselves.
For yourselves.
You
Yes.
wouldn't need our endorsement if you were nice to people and then they would want to, vote for you.
Yes. That, I suppose, is true, but the food will only go so far. It will run out eventually, and then what? Then how can I count on people's votes? See,
We'll
Rock.
run out faster if we're hoarding it.
I'm gonna again ask you to
find more
leave.
goods and food.
Yeah, I don't want to endorse you, and I don't like you being here. So
Yeah.
please leave.
Please latch the door on your way out. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But still give out the food.
I warn you.
Oh, please,
Isabel
please,
rises from her seat. just
please
very
warn
slowly,
me.
making eye contact with him. Please go on.
No enemy has ever survived contact with one of my plans. And then he walks out.
Oh, LeBlorn.
Jalen was the last person who warned us.
Oh!
Are you still getting out the food?
As
Didn't
he
even close the door.
exits, a recovering Kadra Tourmaline comes in. You can see she's still got some bruising, but she is healed thanks to a lot of your efforts. And she makes her way into the room and she says, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I was just wondering if I could speak to Rain for a second.
Sure.
Go have fun.
go
I'm going to sit here and
inside
keep staring at people.
What's up?
So she says to you, Rain, I don't know if I should run again for the council. I was under Bajalin's thumb. You know, I was. What if that happened again? What if something like that happened again? I think the town deserves better than me. But then I keep thinking, I have lived. I've learned from that mistake. I could keep going on, and I maybe am better suited for the position than others and can do what's best for the town. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. Well, okay. So I'm going to take a step back and add a character for a second and think, I do want her to be under Torsten's thumb. So okay. I'm going to say Bajalin was an evil man. I'll just say it. He's evil. And I don't think anyone, save for LeBlorn, that's running, has that kind of malevolence in their spirits. I think that if you serve on the council, you will be able to be and there's nothing else, unless you have more dark secrets, there's nothing that can really pressure you to vote in a specific way. I think you have a good heart, and I think that if you were to run and you were to be elected, you have learned from your mistakes, and you'll be honest, and you'll be a good council member. So I think you should run, and I think you should endorse Torsten.
Oh, I will absolutely endorse Torsten, whether or not I was going to run. But
okay,
I think you're right. I think that makes a lot of sense. And she will give you a kiss on the cheek and then exit the kick and punchatorium.
All right. Fine.
It's gonna be 2 silver pieces for that kiss. I made that happen, Rain.
You already have a third of my money.
That you never gave to me. You gave it to the town.
Listen, we need that prison, okay?
Yes. So is your plan then to have Fairy Eye go and get these, possess these 4 individuals?
I want Fairy Eye to, if she's open to it, follow LeBlorn back to wherever. She can be invisible, right?
No, she cannot.
Oh, she can't. I want to steal their food that they've hoarded and give it to Torsten to give it out to the people.
I like this idea.
Good.
Actually, she can be ethereal, so she could enter the ethereal plane and be invisible.
She's just extra super sneaky, but not really invisible. Rock gets this.
What were you saying, Lauren?
So technically, yes, Rudy, she can be invisible.
And I can make someone invisible.
Oh.
No.
I was just going to recommend, the food thing, we're okay for the moment. And I think it's better if we try to, instead of, steal from someone, maybe stealing, not a good idea, but, lots of guilt is good. But we should probably deal with the people who might become evil Demonplague people first. And maybe we need to talk to people and tell people in the town and tell everybody.
We probably shouldn't take anything that might implicate Torsten either.
We probably shouldn't steal anything.
After you become a town council member is when we can take it.
We'll steal from them.
What is the kind of food situation in town?
It's not great. The fact that a bunch of people left has actually helped the town a little bit, although a lot of them took food and supplies with them, right? But there is, it looks like at least for the next couple of weeks, things will be okay. So, especially because you all have managed to bring a bunch back from Fort Frostfell when you invaded there. So, things would probably be grim were it not for that.
So yeah, more important things that are going to be bad in days instead of weeks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think we should, like call a town council meeting, a town meeting.
Mhm.
Do we
Talk
want to talk to
like-
the people who are infected and just like talk to them before they go crazy?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea too. Just to talk to them and kind of just to let them know and kind of just see where they're at beforehand, so that we could say, like, you could be a danger to the town. Are you willing to kind of self-exile or whatever, something like that?
Rain could invite them to a private master class, so we have
Sure.
all of them in the same place.
Oh,
That's a
that's
good
right. It's private classes.
We can't possess all of them at once, though.
No.
That's okay. If anybody never mind. Ooh, that was evil. Oh,
Mm.
let me. I was like, but no. Come
Isabel
back.
just stops mid-sentence and thinks about her alignment.
Yeah. She's just like,
And for the moment, these people are still like, commoners, right? And so they
so
will
they have
probably,
like 4 hit points. That's
they
fine.
will probably fall asleep pretty easily.
Oh, that's right. That's a very good point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Time for a nap.
Okay, who do we talk to first?
The people, the infected.
Okay. So,
Okay. So so right now it's nighttime. Are you inviting them over now? What's your plan? as
no.
far as-
Already sleepy now.
like sleepy.
The next day, yeah, let's do the
nighttime, or-
next day,
Sure.
and then we'll talk to the infected, and then like basically right after is when we'll have the town meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's not do this in the middle of the night. That's shady.
Great. So day 5 comes, the morning of day 5. You are all awoken to a bell ringing.
Uh-oh.
God.
Oh no.
It is not the town alarm bell. It
Oh.
is a different bell. Sounds like someone is ringing like a handbell. Ding, ding,
Ice
ding,
cream.
ding. And when you look outside,
Ice cream.
Katika LeBlorn
Oh,
is on a
no.
wagon
Awesome.
drawn by fine horses, handing
Oh
out.
no. We should have stole it.
Good job.
We should have stole it.
This is great.
Wait. She's handing out what?
Food. He's handing out food to people.
Nice.
So he's handing out. It looks like for salted meats and hard bread and that sort of thing. And he is saying to people as they pass, like, "Don't forget, vote for me, Katika LeBlorn. Vote for me. I'm the right choice for Tomar's Crossing." That's right. And you can see each little package that he is handing to people has like a slip of paper on it as well.
Is it his face? Is he blowing a kiss like on the paper?
It looks like it's folded up inside the package. So,
Oh.
like the packages are tied with string, and then a folded up piece of paper is inserted into the package.
Let's send Bruce to get one.
Hey,
secretly.
look,
Yeah.
he took my advice.
Yes.
People are going to
Yes.
get food. This is great.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is amazing. I can't believe how good this is for us.
I know you're being sarcastic, right?
I know. I just can't switch it off sometimes.
So Bruce Killshatter goes and gets a package, and you see Katika leans down and whispers in his ear, and Bruce sort of like rolls his eyes and then comes back into the kick and punchatorium, and
Vote for me, the handsome candidate.
and puts down the package and then walks back upstairs to go back with Fairy Eye.
Yeah,
What's
let's
the-
open the paper.
What's the
Yeah,
paper
Should I
say?
check it for traps?
Oh, yeah, check it for traps, right?
I'm checking it for traps. Oh, I don't. All right, hold on, wait. This is just an investigation check, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an 18. Is it trapped?
It's a glitter bomb.
It is not trapped.
Aw.
He didn't give us one of the trapped ones. That's good.
Yeah.
He did. He threatened us yesterday.
He
so
did
I-
threaten us. I was hoping it was a glitter bomb though. They go poof.
Bunch of iPhones inside.
So it's this package of salted cod that you are opening. And this note that is within it says, it looks like handwritten, like somebody has stayed up all night handwriting these notices, right? And it says, Katika LeBlorn, the best candidate for Tomar's Crossing Town Council. It then has this long-winded explanation of trickle-down economics. It's like
Boy.
a pamphlet that way. And then there is a story all about how the heroes of Fort Frostfell should not be elected, specifically calling out Torsten, because they already rule one settlement in the region. They already rule Fort Kickass. And isn't it unfair of them to take over one place as monarchs and try to take over a democracy as well? Torsten would impose his dictatorship on the town.
Oh, Rock is pissed.
That's actually pretty good.
No, Rock is super pissed.
Oh,
Rock's like,
man.
first off, it's my fort. Second off, I'm not in charge of the fort. It belongs to everybody. It's not me. If
More
I
of a
was
commune.
exactly, it's like what we had back at in my clan, in my tribe. Is everybody works together and everything. Nobody's in like a dictator. And
Must
third,
more like
Thorsten had nothing to do with that. I mean, he freed it and everything, but like, I mean, unless you want to, Thorsten, do you actually want to be in charge of Fort Kickass?
No, not at all.
More like a socialist utopia, really.
The narco-syndicalist commune. We take it in turns to act as sort of an executive officer for the week.
I mean, I think the people of Tomar's Crossing know that this is bunk and probably won't be swayed by
I think
it.
every time somebody gets up on a podium and says something very loud, there's a segment of the population that goes, yay! And don't take it really. We keep having to get on top of podiums and say, no, this is bad. And like make
This is so
speeches.
dumb. This sounds stupid.
Yeah,
Let's leave.
we never really know who's going to support us. It feels like a roll of the dice almost.
Yeah, I think assuming anything is bad.
How dare you?
Hey, Rock just says it like it is, right?
Isabel and Rock peering through the veil.
Who do you think you are, Nathan Sharp? All right.
Oh man, if I had that hair, could you imagine me with that comb over?
I would like to remind you, my
That's too
passive
big of a
perception is 27.
Yeah.
Rock every once in a while looks around, is just like,
So
Every
you know,
wall.
after we come in from that, I will say, well, since that is a thing, we should probably talk about who we want to be on the council. Like who else is kind of looking at the list. Obviously, well, did you let us know about your chat with Kadra, Rain?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think
Thorsten, I hate to interrupt, but I have to ask.
Hmm.
Do you actually really want to be on the council? I mean, everybody kind of wants you to, and I think you'd be really good, and I'll definitely vote for you. But like, do you want to deal with all of this shit?
well,
Because if you don't, like, I want to vote for you, and I think you'd be really good, and I think you'd be good for the town. But like, there's a lot of crap going on, and it's this all sucks.
Yeah, man, your town sucks. Like, sorry, but
Well, the town is great.
your people are full of dummies.
Yeah, the
Well, it
people,
used
the
to-
being
yes.
in charge sucks.
it was a
Isabel
small
sucks,
it was a small town before, and yes, Bajalen was still the village master, and obviously there was a lot of drama on the back end, but it was a small town. And then now that the Demonplague and this comet came, and everyone is here, it is not the same place. And while I don't particularly, I've said this before, that while I don't particularly want to do this, I think that leaving the town to people like Kataka and Bajalen is a danger in and of itself. And if it takes me running and doing this, then that's what I'm gonna do. It is just
Okay.
like walking into a dungeon or something. There are dangers, but it's the right thing to do.
Isabel goes back to icing the vote for Torsten cupcakes. Just like, she stopped for a minute and then she was like, okay. Puts little magic stars, like sparkle stars, on them.
There you go. So Kadra is, we want her. It sounds like. I think Huberg, he has helped us a bunch. And then the other person would probably be Summith, I would imagine. What do you guys all think?
I agree with those.
Yeah, they're all nice people.
Yeah.
They've proven they want what's best for the town. And that's all that's really important. Is...
I mean, and you can control Summith and Kadra probably, so, you know.
Well, if we want people
I mean,
to
I'm
be
just saying,
controlled,
you know.
we can ask Fairy-Eye to just take a moment.
Okay, I don't... That's...
What if we just don't control people?
No, I mean,
Isabel says as though she is never like emotionally manipulated.
I agree, but if we decide we want to, we can always ask Fairy-Eye.
Swayed. We can say swayed instead. Maybe controlled wasn't the right word. But...
They've helped us. They will be friendly to us.
They're good. I like their alignments, all of them.
Yes.
They're better than ours sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I have good in my alignment.
So the plan is then what is your
Oh yeah, so let's go
that's an excellent question.
Let's go talk to some crazy people who are stupidly strong.
Yeah, one problem at a time.
Okay. As you all go out, you are beginning to see people are starting to ask, particularly the three of you, Isabel, Rain, and Rock, who you are voting for. You can see that like that matters a lot to people. Is there's sort of this question coming at you from all sides. Torsten, you get it a little bit too, but because you're running, people actually like, you know, they're like, well, we assume you're voting for yourself. But they are interested in who else you're voting for, that sort of thing. So those questions are coming your way. They're easy enough to avoid if you don't want to answer them, but let me know if you do.
I will loudly proclaim the names that we just went over, and I will give reasons for each of them as to why I'm voting for them.
Isabel will say the ones that we're voting for, but not Torsten, kind of, just because it's like she feels like it's implied.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But also...
Whereas Rock will only say Torsten.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Torsten, of course. I mean, that shouldn't be a surprise. I'm voting for my friend. I think he's awesome. He wants to run. I'm voting for him.
She wants specifically people on the council that's friendly to them. So if Torsten gets in, that's fine. But Torsten doesn't get in, that's still fine.
Got it.
I will say, while these people are asking, Rock will take not ask anybody back, but like as people are coming up, and obviously they're going to talk amongst themselves, or like depending on how they're reacting to people, Rock would like to like keep an eye on everyone and see, all right, what are people's reaction to those names? Are they like, oh, okay, yeah, sure? Are they taking any of these suggestions seriously? If other names come up, like she's keeping a keen eye for what people think.
So, and I just want to go over those names one more time. Torsten, obviously, Kadra, right? Summith, and Huberg. Is that right? Okay, cool. So I would say that most of the response is to Summith and to Kadra and to Torsten. People, especially those who are approaching you, seem very enthusiastic about. They seem particularly enthusiastic about Torsten. When you bring up Huberg, that like people are thoughtful about that. They're not against it. It's almost like I never really considered that, right? Like, you know, for instance, I could tell you that in 2016, Hillary and Bernie ran in the Democratic primary. Could you tell me the other two people who ran in the Democratic primary, right? It seems like that's how they're thinking of Huberg at the moment. So, you know,
okay.
So
is it like a him or is it a him?
Oh yeah, him.
It's more like that. Yes, exactly, Rain. It's more like I forgot about Huberg.
That's all right. Okay, that's fine. As long as it's not like a him. Okay.
Yeah, he's from a very small village. You know, he's from like a Tomar's Crossing sized village in town. So he didn't come with the most people, and you know, he hasn't made that big of a splash. He is trying. You know, he's going around town, he's campaigning and that sort of thing.
I mean, I'll list off. So I say he's a natural leader. He's kind of led the refugees and made their lives easier. He was one of the first people to stand up against the Knights of the Last Bastion Knights. He was in the front lines against them. He helped
us when we were going after Fort kick-ass. He because wasn't he the one who like gave us stuff? And,
He told us. Yeah, he's helped us take back Fort Frostfell. He would be an excellent council member, and he'll be part of the new generation of council members.
So, and whenever Fort Frostfell comes up, you do get some questions from people
Which
who are like,
we do
are
not.
You in charge of that?
No. I'm gonna take some time to bash Rich Boy, and
I won't
Attica
bash. But I'll
LeBlorn.
be-
yeah.
I won't bash, but whenever anyone asks, I'm like, no, we're all in it together. We work as a team.
So the four of you ruled it as like a quadarchy, not
No.
a monarchy.
No.
No, I'm not even there. How could I rule it if I'm not even there? None of us. No,
That's
they
true.
take.
So you've ignored your people then, who are there in the fort.
They're not my people. They take care of themselves.
Oh, I see. It's that hands-off leadership approach. Got it.
Who is
No,
this
I'm not
guy? This one particular person. Does he know LeBlorn? Is he a saboteur?
Yeah, it's Attica LeBlorn in disguise.
He's wearing like a curly mustache.
Who Rock
Wearing,
sees
like
through
a swiper, no swiping bandana.
Rock sees through this disguise, but doesn't care, and is going to continue to be like, no, they take care of themselves. We are not in charge. We're not. How are you not getting this?
And it does take, there are some questions
This town.
like
is-
that I think people, this idea of like shared, everybody's in charge of themselves is kind of new to people. And so that's why it takes a little bit of explaining, but you are able to get that idea through to those who need it explained
Is
in
anyone
further
gonna
detail.
boycott the elections now?
Yeah, you've started a anarchist riot. Come on, Crossing.
Utopia.
Meanwhile,
So-
we're trying to go find Demonplague people. Oh my god.
Yes.
Down with
So,
capitalist.
so what are you doing? You're offering another free class at the Kick and Punchatorium just to people with medals?
Yes,
don't-
I'm going. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Rock was gonna suggest just going to these people's houses and chatting with them and their families and just being. Can't we just be super straightforward about this and like see what talk to families and let people know what's going on?
Yeah, but then like having to subdue them in front of their families and forcibly taking them away will also
Is that
send
any
a
better than
bad-
having to subdue them in your punch and kickatorium and then people hear about us like luring people to the punch and kickatorium?
Yes, I think yes. I don't know. That's what I think.
I'm concerned about the rumors about luring people to the punching.
Fairy Eye is coming with you because the plan was if someone got out of control, she would possess them.
Okay.
Yes.
So, she'll be wherever you want because she can be ethereal and follow you.
But we're just gonna talk to them. Like we're not taking anybody right now, so we just want to
Gotcha.
talk to them first. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait for the dead of night.
Mm.
Sure.
No, we intentionally slept.
I shouldn't
All right,
joke
well,
about that.
There's 4 of them, right?
There's
There
7.
are-
Well, there's 7
Oh.
that we were concerned about,
Mhm.
but 4 seem to be getting bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is the case right now. Do you want to talk to all 7? Do you want to talk to 4? How do you want to do it?
Maybe just start with the 4 and then
No, I think
try.
we need to talk to all of them because we need to see. They need to know what. You know.
Yeah, just because they're not bad now doesn't mean that they might get bad real fast
Yeah.
and then turn.
And the plan is to talk to them at their houses then.
All right.
That's what.
I'm just checking.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't-
I mean, do you want to do it individually? Or in a group?
Do you want to individually bring them to the Kick and Punchatorium too? Also.
Well, if I can suggest, we don't lure them to punch and kickatorium because then that sounds bad. Also, if we do it individually, some of them maybe will decide to, go peacefully and be nice. And if they get out of control, then we're doing it one at a time. And and then families are being approached together instead of like luring people out of their homes. That sounds. I think we do this as gently as possible, one at a time.
Cool. Is y'all in agreement with that?
Okay, I disagree, but okay. I don't think it's luring them out of their homes.
But it could be seen that way. I could see. I can
Okay.
see that. Yeah.
It's optics.
It
It's
could
optics.
be fun that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
So this is what I'm going to need among you. First, tell me which of you has the highest persuasion check.
Well, I know that's not me.
Probably Torsten. Torsten has +6.
Oh,
I also have +6.
Okay.
I got -2.
Nice. Okay. So Rock can read people, but no one ever listens to her.
Nope. Or they listen to me. I'm just very bad at like explaining myself.
Cassandra from Greek tragedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. Okay. So either Isabel or Torsten make like we're just going to kind of go down the line. I think I have an idea of what you want to do. You want to sit down. You want to have a conversation about what this means. So go ahead and make a for the first person, one of you make a persuasion roll with advantage.
Go for it.
Oh,
All right.
okay. It's gonna,
Yes.
it's gonna
The way-
seem scary coming from me. Where's my D20? There it is. Lisa,
You can be
Lisa.
grandma. You got this.
Yeah. You can guilt them into prison.
And with advantage, I got a nat 20.
What? Brr, brr, brr.
Hey! It's been a while.
All
since I
right,
had one of
nat
those.
20. That means we will be giving away a PDF here at the end of the stream. Rudy, if you are in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat, what should you enter to get a PDF?
Exclamation point, polar vortex.
Exclamation point, polar vortex, no space, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So go ahead, enter that. We'll be giving away a PDF, possibly of this level 1 through 20 adventure we are playing right now.
Definitely, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to be clever.
All right.
But yes, that's exactly it. So you want to be in, again, the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat, exclamation point, polar vortex to win a free PDF. Right now, there is one person entered. So Team V Fox, you never know. If no one else enters, it's all you. Yes, you are able to then convince the first 3 people that you meet with. You're able to convince to willingly. They don't want to put the town in danger. They willingly go to the prison where they are met by Rosalie Shortmania, who puts them in chains, and they go there. You can see some of the symptoms are pretty obvious now at this point. It is getting on a little later in the day. It's probably about afternoon now when you are at the third person's house. That is when Baobab opens the door and lets you all into her tiny home that she has. And she does not look well at all. She opens the door. She just sort of grunts for you to sit down. Does not offer you anything, and then sits down in a chair herself. You can see her muscles are swollen. They have look like she was just lifting a ton of weights, right? So there are like big veins all over them that are like protruding out. She is sweating profusely.
Yes.
And sits down and is just
Comes out.
staring at all of you.
And this is so we've taken care of 3 of them, and this is person 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am impressed with this aspect of the disease, I will admit. But I don't
Isabel
dislike
thinks
what's
it's
happening
great.
here.
Isabel's
Yeah.
like kind of flexes her own biceps a little. It's like, yeah.
I mean, what if I get part of the demon plague, then
No.
become part of the demon
Meanwhile, all
plagues?
Rock can think of it is like, why do pink people get so sweaty? Why is it that if they're not covered in feathers, they end up all wet? This is so gross. Ugh.
Probably smells terrible.
So she lives in this little sort of 1-room house that is, it's got like her bed is in one corner. She's got a little stove that has a chimney that comes out from it that she can cook on and that sort of thing. It looks like kind of Spartan living, but it's good. You can see her spear is against the wall that she used to, pin the Velok down with when Kadra was fighting. And she looks at you. She's got a long shock of hair that looks like it hasn't been combed with anything other than fingers for a while, and is sort of a little crazy and sticking out everywhere. It looks like maybe this person has not changed their clothes for a while too.
Oh.
No, sweetie, no. Oh, sweetie.
So the other three people, just before we run into this, the other three people, did they have families that we sat down with and chatted with? So, like, people know what's going on. This isn't like, is this the first person we're encountering who is alone?
Yes, this is the first person you're encountering who is alone.
Okay.
Other people, yeah, their families were there. It looks like Baobab lives alone, and there's every chance that Baobab's family recently died in the comet strike. So, yeah.
Better not bring that up. Does it look like she's eaten or slept recently? Is she?
It does look like maybe she has eaten and slept, but it's hard to tell at this point.
Is it?
She does look bedraggled, as it were.
How's the kitchen look?
Does not look clean at all. Looks like looks like you're now in the apartment of someone who does not care.
Kind of hoardery.
I'm not super hoardery because it hasn't. It looks like this is all new mess that's in here. It's not.
Oh, okay. So that's not so bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh boy, somebody needs to let the sun shine in. Okay.
You say as we're about to probably take her to prison.
Yeah. I say as that, and as I sit in my own hoarder nest, just openly judging a fictional character.
So I'll just say, Baobab, how are things going for you?
Good.
Yeah,
Have you
you look
noted-
good.
Yeah. Did you come to you came to the Rain's classes the other day, right?
Yeah, that was fun. And you see, she looks you in the eye, Rain, as she picks up a knife that is just on the ground. Looks like a knife you would use to prepare food, a long butcher knife. And she picks it up and she says, "I learned so much." And then she bends the blade of the knife into a C and tosses the knife on the ground.
Oh, cool. She can't use that now. It's great.
Right.
Awesome.
Is she wearing the medal still?
Yes, she is wearing the medal still.
Hero.
Rain's heroes.
So I'll kind of try to start talking to her about the demon plague and some of the horrors that it causes, and then say several people have kind of maybe come down with some of the symptoms, and they've agreed to let us keep them isolated. And we think it might help if you come along with us as well.
And she at that looks kind of green. And at this point, I would normally ask you all to make a perception check, but you're all going to fail. Thank you, Josh Long.
Josh!
Rude.
Hey, did I not call this several episodes ago? And I'm like, guess what? Guess
Josh
what?
Long, you still in the chat?
Guess what? Rock
He
is
is.
causing.
He's loving
The
this.
perception fails.
Meet me behind that 7-Eleven, bro.
Mm.
And she then doubles over and vomits before she gets a chance to answer your
Gross.
question, Torsten. And as Baobab does this, her limbs start to lengthen and thicken. And she stands up and is now the size of an ogre. As her body becomes covered in these boils and horns grow forth from her head.
Oh no!
Well, that happens super fast.
Oh my god!
Long claws come out. This is a Veillock unlike any you have seen before. This is like a super Veillock.
Oh, neat.
That has
Cool.
come out of here.
Oh,
She is hunched over in this small house. She is too tall for the room that she is in. Roll initiative.
I'm gonna go ahead and blame Josh Long for this too.
Right.
I feel confident.
I'm gonna use one of my portents on for her to roll a 12 on her initiative.
Which the
12.
Belloc? Okay.
Yeah, the Belloc.
That was my 18 that I had is reduced to a 12. So
nice.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I would like to say at this point that I've rolled on my initiative a natural 20.
Oh, yay! I have rolled a natural 1. No,
I got a
no,
dirty
yay.
20, but yeah.
So again, exclamation point Polar Vortex to win a PDF of this adventure or another fun bonus.
That
thing.
does give me initiative of 25, but I thought it was important that we got the Polar Vortex out there.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. Rain, what is your initiative with that natural 1?
6.
Oh, not bad.
Also, be sure to follow. Smash that follow button.
Important question: did you bring Gorf with you?
Yes, because he could help.
Wrap around their eyes.
Yes, exactly. Also, people are. Don't forget that R
Oh,
in
right.
Polar Vortex if you're entering. Some people put Polar Vortex.
Polar Vortex.
That sounds like a fun
awesome.
party.
So let's see. I need to then animate. I'm sorry. Rain is now the drug's name. Yes. So.
Rain is my name.
Oh, wind. Right. Wind.
Wind,
Sorry.
wind, yeah.
Gotcha.
However, the other thing that everyone should know, I haven't put this into effect yet, but the latest Unearthed Arcana allows you to give companions class levels.
Yes!
Oh,
You
do you spend gold? Do I spend gold to give it to them, or
No,
they just
they
level
can just
up.
level up.
Oh, boy.
So Gorf is going to be getting some. They're not as high level as you are,
Sure.
but Gorf will be getting some levels.
Nice.
Is he a fighter? Tell me he's a fighter.
Yeah, I think he's pretty barbarian-y to me.
I feel like
Oh.
Gorf is a bard.
This makes me so happy.
Okay, so let's see. So Gorf.
I mean, I think he's been trying to emulate Rain. He should be a monk.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
I
little
like
baby.
this plan.
He's
I
been
think-
picking up Rain's teachings.
He shaves off some of his tassels.
And I'm sorry, Isabel, what did you get?
A dirty 20.
He
Dirty.
pulls off a tassel
course he
because
got
he thinks
19.
it's his shirt. He's like,
You guys all rolled awesome.
That's really
All
cute.
right. So Rock, you're going
Right.
first then.
I'm staring at this thing's feet. I'm pulling out my oath bow. I'm moving as far back away from this thing as I can. How far away can I get in this tiny
Okay,
little
so
hole?
you were, I will say, your backs were to the door, and she was on the opposite side, like facing you. So you can get to the door if you want to, just because I know that may come into question at some point. But it's a small house, so you are gonna be within 15 feet of her, is about as far as you can get away. And you can't fly up more than 8 feet.
No, she won't. She won't try to fly in the tiny house. She just doesn't want to be right next to the thing. She's gonna pull out her oath bow, and she's been practicing the elven phrase that she got taught, which is "Swift death to you who have wronged me." And she says that kind of haltingly, and then like thinks about it for a second, and the bow probably like tells her if she got it right or not. And she's like, "Okay." So she's now my enemy. She's my sworn enemy,
Ooh.
which means I have advantage on my attack rolls against my sworn enemy, which means I don't have to do the contested check against her, even though I'd probably win. And thus I'm going to shoot at her.
Pew, pew, pew.
With advantage. Oh yeah, that's gonna hit. That's an 28 to hit.
Yes, a 28 does indeed hit.
Awesome. So, all right. So it's 5, and then so I do sneak attack, which is 5d6 plus the bow does a d6 plus because she is now the target of my bow. She takes an extra 3d6. So that's 3, 5. So 5, 6. That's 9d6 worth of damage. There we go.
Hooray!
I like
Wow.
doing that.
Nice.
That's 5.
It's like a game of Shadowrun over here.
That's right. Now tell me all your 5s and 6s. Now all rolls to defend.
Bam. Roasted.
So that's 46 points of magical oath bow. I hate that I've had to do this damage.
All right. Boom. This is the first time you all have ever seen this bow in action, and there is a crazy the bow. There's just a soft whisper of a twang as this arrow is let loose and tears right through the Velok. Boom! Sticks into the other side of the room, vibrating with such ferocity, and all this ichor and grossness and evil starts to pour out of the center of this Velok, and it is Isabel's turn.
Isabel, I imagine, like, sees this happen, is just like, what the? It's just
And Rot's like,
it's like, didn't we just hang out like 2 days ago? Why didn't you tell me you could do this? This is amazing.
right? This is so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna attack with my longsword. Hiya. I am 100% probably gonna miss because it's only a 13. So that was a 13.
Gotcha. Yeah, 13 is going to miss. However, you do
Okay.
have another attack if you want to take it.
I do, but I'm going to actually yeah, I am gonna attack, and if I hit, I'm gonna use maneuvering attack if I
Nice.
hit. Oh, 15 plus 9, so 24.
A 15 plus 9 is 24, and that will indeed hit.
I did it, guys. I did it.
Nice.
I have my shield, so let me grab my D8. Ugh, I am not prepared. Please, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
okay, you have
almost-
the Demon Plague now.
Ah! I like to think that Isabel is saying this in character. She's like,
Yeah, she's like, oh, I
That's
didn't know we were fighting. I'm sorry.
She's got like
Okay.
a grandma bag filled with weapons that she's just, oh, I didn't even
Just-
know.
sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. I wasn't prepared. Slice.
Okay, so I hit it for 8, but I'm gonna use maneuvering attack and expend a superiority die to add to my damage roll with a d6. Bloop. So add 5 to it. So 8 plus 5 is 13. And then I'm going to go ahead and have. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have Torsten use your reaction to move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target. So you can move in a way that is advantageous to you.
Yeah, I will move away from her.
Yeah. So you can now move like 15 feet away without
Sweet.
provoking opportunity
I
attack.
will do so.
Yeah.
All right. So you're able to move. Torsten, where would you like to move? Do you want to move out?
I don't really want to move. I don't want to let people outside like be exposed to this. So I still want to stay in the room. I don't want to open the door or anything. I just want to move as far
Gotcha.
away from her as I can.
Okay,
Get,
cool.
get out of reach of those grabby fingies.
Right.
As this is happening, Gorf goes for the eyes and
nice.
is immediately teared down.
Oh,
at-
not nice.
Yeah, so Gorf sort of leaps up off the floor towards it, unfurls, and then this Velok just Baobab, boom, with their giant clawed hands, pins Gorf momentarily to the floor. Doesn't look like Gorf is harmed so much as blocked. And it is now the Velok's turn. Oh, I'm sorry, Torsten, I did not get your initiative, I realized.
19.
So you're next. My
Yeah.
fault.
All right. So, Torsten will look at this demon-plagued creature, and
So will you look at this demon?
not like
plague
look
creature?
at it, but just like at it
Gotcha.
in general direction. Yeah.
Lower
From
half.
the neck down.
Yes. Yeah. And he's gonna tell it a joke. He's going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh
and-
boy.
And I'm gonna use my second portent die to make her roll a 5.
Oh, okay. That will give her an
Nice.
11 total.
All right, which
So-
will fail. Wow. So she will fail Tasha's hideous laughter. So she falls down, laughing at my amazing joke, which is, how do demons pay for things? With
How?
the money.
Huh?
With the money. Demon.
Oh, wow.
The
money.
Okay. Yep.
Get it? Everybody,
Oh.
I think everybody collapses laughing at that one. Just
James
Oh,
just
we
gives
shared-
all of us an auto fail.
Just a shared painful laugh.
It's like,
So
ah.
she is incapacitated as she drops down, and I tell everybody, I say, put something on her head so she can't look at us, and she will be incapacitated, until somebody attacks her or something.
Oh.
So no. Oh, she gets to save at each of the end of her turns and when somebody damages her. So, is there anything, pillowcase or something?
I mean, I could jump on her head. That was my plan. It's to me.
you
I will wrap
also-
around
I
her
mean,
head.
Gorf is there on the floor.
Oh, okay.
And willing to be grabbed.
All right.
if-
So I guess Gorf first, then me.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will hold Gorf in place.
Cool. So Torsten, do you want to do anything else? You cast your spell. Do you want to move? Do you want to?
No, I think I'm good right now.
Okay, cool. I would, if you want, Torsten, I would totally let you cover her face with Gorf as your move.
Oh, okay, sure. I will do that then.
Okay, because she's, on the floor. So,
Mhm.
okay.
Would that put Torsten next to this thing?
The room's small enough he could run over or run back if he wants to.
Okay, all right.
So you put it, Gorf wraps itself around. They're spending their turn laughing, Baobab, and then gets to repeat this saving throw, right?
Yep. Save is 14.
Okay. Let's see. Cool. A 3 and a 4 with magic resistance. So I fail again. So this Baobab is laughing on the floor. You can see there's this like gross bile that is starting to stain the rug as she is laughing and hawking stuff up. And it is your turn, Fairy Eye. So let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start.
Fairy Eye's here.
Yeah, Fairy Eye's there. So Fairy Eye, let's see. There is not much. Oh yeah, Fairy Eye can do that. Okay, so Fairy Eye is going to attempt to give her withering touch to Baobab. And she's got advantage. Let's see. Yes, she will hit. And you can see there is this, the necrosis that is already spreading across the demon actually seems to rapidly speed up, and a big chunk of Baobab's arm disappears. And we are now on to your turn, Rain.
Yay. Okay. So Baobab's prone at the moment, correct?
Baobab is prone and blind
Okay.
at the moment. Yes.
Are they still laughing? Are they still incapacitated by the
Still
laughter?
laughing and incapacitated. They get to make a save, I guess, whenever they take damage, right? And
Yeah.
again,
Okay.
save bounce.
So
Coach,
I
what's your
will-
DC, Robert?
14.
Okay, yeah. So I just got a 13.
I will attempt a grapple then.
Okay.
Which is not damage inducing. That's just a regular attack grapple?
Yes. So
I don't know how to play this
you make a
game.
strength check,
Okay.
a strength athletics check. They get to make a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check. But in this case, because she's laughing, I would say you could just grapple if you want to.
Sure.
If
Oh,
they're
okay. If I can do this. I
incapacitated,
mean, I rolled a 23, so.
Yep. Sure.
So I'm grappling. I'm holding Gorf further in place, even though he's wrapped around.
Got it. Okay, so your intent is to make it even harder to remove
Yeah.
Gorf while you're holding her down.
Yes. And
So that's one attack, Rudy.
yeah, I'm
You-
thinking
you
about what
can-
I want to do.
Yeah.
Are we trying
Already
to subdue
prone.
this thing?
I don't
or-
know. What are we doing? Are we trying to kill it?
That's what I was trying to think.
I think, it's of utmost importance
It's a-
that we make sure it's blind. So
Well, I mean, it's a demon now. It is no longer
Yeah.
Baobab.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll start bashing then. I'll first off use stunning strike
Okay.
to try and stun it further,
Gotcha.
which is you have to succeed on a con saving throw or you're stunned.
Gotcha. Okay.
DC 15.
I got a 19.
Okay. Then I will.
But you gotta hit with an attack first, right?
Yes. I guess grapple is. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Whoops.
Oh, good.
Okay, I'll attack now though.
Okay. Yeah.
20.
So your first attack is the grapple.
Yes.
The grab attack, and
And now I'm just punching this rug-covered head over and over while behind. Okay, it's very bizarre looking. I'm
Go
sure.
for it. You've got an advantage.
Oh,
yeah.
26 versus
Hit.
armor class.
And
Okay.
James, she has advantage to make that save against Tasha's if she takes damage.
Yeah, she has magic resistance, so she's been rolling with advantage. Anyway, have not rolled anything above a 7 at the moment.
All right.
So the stunning strike doesn't actually take a bonus action. I can just do it for free. So we'll say that last
it costs
one.
a key point.
Yeah, that was my stunning. So that was this attack stunning strike. Very good. And then I can use another key point and my bonus action to do a flurry of blows.
Right, so you get another 2 attacks.
Yes, another free 2. So I'll do that as well. 20 and 17.
Both of those will hit. What is your damage?
Oh, yeah. So total damage of the 2 attacks and the flurry of blows is 27 damage.
If she's incapacitated, isn't that an auto crit on a melee attack within 5 feet?
Ooh. I don't know this game.
That is a good question. I don't. Maybe.
I was gonna look it up, and
No, look it up.
I got it right now.
I'm looking it up.
No,
Yeah.
the incapacitated creature just can't take actions or reactions. I think you're thinking of paralyzed, which
Oh.
is different.
Gotcha.
But yes, that's still a lot of damage that
Yeah.
you are doing.
Yeah.
And you can you see now Gorf is starting to become bloodstained as you punch through it.
Oh, nice.
And you can see this happening. This is a common occurrence for Gorf, though, I imagine. Since he's wrapping people up, and then you're like stabbing and beating these people up as he's doing that. So we're back at the top. Rock, it is. Oh, well, let me make the saves for. Okay, so the laughter stops after the third punch.
Okay.
They're still prone, so you would still,
Okay, and they can't take reactions because of my open palm. I have that.
Oh, excellent.
After a flurry
Okay,
of blows, so.
Rock, it's your turn.
Okay. So I have advantage on this thing because of my bow, but I have disadvantage on this thing because it is prone.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm just doing a straight roll because I don't want to pull out my dagger and get close to this thing. So here we go.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's probably still gonna hit though. That would be 24.
Hit.
Awesome. I have lots of d6s to roll. Excuse me. All right, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 17, 20, 25, 30. So it's 35 points of damage.
Holy moly. Okay.
More Oathbow magic. I hate you damage. And what does she want to do? No, I think she was gonna try to open the door and like back up some more, but I think she'll take a cue off of Torsten and just stay there. They're like, no, we don't want anybody coming in here accidentally. So
Okay.
she'll kind of stay by the door and like body block the door so that just in case if someone's like, hey, there's a massive fight going on, that maybe they won't accidentally see past her.
Gotcha. Okay.
So she'll do that. But otherwise she's done.
Isabel, it's your turn.
Well, I guess Isabel's going to at first Isabel was like, oh, are we just incapacitating? And then it's like, oh, we're not just incapacitating. We're gonna hi-ya. So Isabel's gonna hi-ya with the sword that I put back into a sealed bag because I'm an idiot. I don't know. I make poor decisions with my life. I'm just gonna roll this book. Okay. So I missed the first one definitely with a 14. And then Yeah, that's a 14. And then the second one was an 18, so 18 plus 9 is
18 will
27.
hit.
Awesome. Neato Cheeto. So I'm all hit with my damage dice. Do my D8. Hi-ya! Okay, so 6 plus 7 is 13, and then I would like to expend another superiority dice.
Go for it.
With oh no, I lost the one that I wanted. Oh, no I didn't. It's Commander Strike. No, it's not. It's no, I'm not gonna expend it. I lied.
Okay.
I was going to, and then I chose not to because I'm silly.
Isabel is so uncertain about this fight.
Because the one I was gonna do was a disarming attack, but then I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, I guess I could maneuver. And then I was like, no, we're all in pretty good places, so never mind. Teamwork made the dream work, guys. We did it.
Torsten, it is your turn.
So, is she being grappled by Rain? So
Yes.
So she's not
Yes.
getting up anytime soon, basically.
Hopefully.
We'll
Hopefully.
see.
Yeah, right. So I will. What do I want to do? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast. I'm just gonna cast Bless on everybody. So,
Gotcha.
so let's see. How many is it? It's 3 creatures, so that's good enough. Actually, I'm gonna cast it as a 2nd level spell, 3rd level spell, so we get everybody. So everyone's
Hey.
blessed. And then that'll be my turn.
Hashtag bless up, fam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a D4 on saving throws and attacks, right?
Correct.
Awesome.
So Gorf tries to wrap even tighter around the head of this Valak.
Go Vind!
And Rain, you can, at this point, you start to smell a horrible, stinking odor. And enough that it would make a mortal person sick, but you don't get sick anymore. So you can smell it, and you see this putrid gas start to leak out around the wind, and you can see wind is actually starting to shrivel up under this breath and decay as pieces of thread start to flake away on it. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Rain.
15.
Okay. You take 36 necrotic damage.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
And you can't take reactions until the start of the Valak's next turn.
Yeah.
Did you add a D4 there for your bless Rain?
I did not.
It will not matter.
I was going to say, did 15 not save? But-
It did not save. So
Ooh.
these are the big bad Valak.
Yeah, I should be using my auto successes. Noted for the future.
Oh.
And you can see Gorf goes limp. You're
Oh,
holding
no.
Gorf still, but it feels like Gorf has gone limp in your hands. And it is now Fairy Eye's turn. This thing is also gonna try. Guess it can't get up because that would be an action to break the grapple. So Fairy Eye's turn. Fairy Eye goes to try to touch and misses completely. Sort of slams her ghost hand on the floor as this thing is rolling around and hits the floor instead of the Valak. And it's your turn, Rain.
Okay. I am just going to punch.
Okay.
And still prone, right? Didn't try.
Still prone.
Okay. 15. I assume misses. James and Shikasa. 15.
I'm sorry. Yes. 15 misses. Yes.
Okay.
Even with the D4?
Oh, forgot the D4.
You needed one more, so you will.
17.
Hey!
Yay.
Hashtag blessed.
Yes. So 10 bludgeoning damage, and I will follow up with a flurry of blows.
Hashtag blessed by Torsten.
22, and that D4 and a 16, which hits.
Nice.
So another, holy moly, another 22 damage
Okay.
for a total of 32.
Okay.
And then I will use my second attack.
Go for it.
19.
That hits.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And let's stunning strike. Try stunning strike again.
Okay.
So it has to roll a 15 con.
All right, here we go. That is a natural 1.
Hey!
Hey!
Stunned
This
until
thing
the
is-
end of my next turn.
Stunned. Let me just see something here. Okay, gotcha.
And then,
Uh,
Gorf's sacrifice will be noted. I will not take him off of.
Oh, all right.
Can I do a medicine check? No, probably not. Oh, well.
That would be your action.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
You wanted to
Sorry,
do a
Gorf.
Wow. Rock, it's your turn.
No, it's not. Humans and humanoids are above rugs. Sorry, sentient rug, but
I am. Oh, Rock is upset. Okay, this thing is stunned. That still doesn't give you auto crit if you melee it, right?
It does not give you an auto crit. Stunned
I
is.
can't remember which lets you do that. All right.
Paralyzed lets you do
It is paralyzed.
Is it paralyzed? Okay.
And
All right.
unconscious.
Yeah, but if it's
Right.
this thing is unconscious,
Helpless.
yeah. All right. First, Rock is gonna try to shoot this thing.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. I rolled an 18 plus 1 from the D4 plus 9.
Okay.
So yeah.
Rock, how do
Hi.
you want to do this?
yay.
I want to shoot this thing as efficiently as possible because then the next thing I was gonna do is I was gonna nail this thing and then fly over and grab Gorf and try to fly away with Gorf. So I
Okay.
was gonna use. So if it was still alive when it happened, I was gonna use my disengage as a bonus action to
No
move
need.
away with Gorf. But like, so she shoots and then like is already in the process of swooping over to grab Gorf. So I'd like to get Gorf off the body while it's dead, just in case the body does crazy shit. That's what
Okay.
I want. I want to be cradling Gorf.
So you
Win.
fire your arrow, thunk, and you see the body goes completely still, and a Resident Evil style pool of blood starts to form around it, letting you know you have indeed killed the Velok, and you are able to fly over and get Gorf, who, when you grab Gorf, you can feel is very limp in your.
Thorsten, can you heal him? Can you do something? Can you mend it? Can you heal it? Mend it? I don't know. Help!
I will. I will rush over and I will cast a cure wounds on it.
Okay.
Or-
Yeah, you do that, and you see some of the threads of Gorf start to stitch back together, and it raises one of its tassels and waves it around a little bit, and then reaches up and strokes both of your faces with the 2 tassels.
Nice.
Wind, you're
Oh,
okay. You were
There's
so
that
brave.
necrotic nonsense all over it.
Wind, I'm so
Uh,
happy you're okay.
Yeah, it is covered in fluids as
Oh.
well.
Just like smears motor oil.
Gross.
We'll get you cleaned up. It'll be better.
There is a knock on the door at that moment.
I'm still cradling Gorf.
Is everything okay in there?
Does
No.
this body still look like a Velok?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank
Yeah, it
goodness.
doesn't like
That's
turn
fine.
back into
Cool.
Feobab.
Right.
I can't.
That would be
handle it.
terrible.
Yeah. Right.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Like, how horrible would it be if it turned back into an innocent person? Who would do that?
But yeah, you hear a knock at the door. Doo, doo, doo. Hello, is everything okay? There's a large group of us out here. We're just wondering what's going on.
We'll go ahead and open up the door.
Catacomb Lorne is there with a whole bunch of people behind
Oh,
him.
that wasn't Grant Ellington?
I thought it was Grant Ellington.
Yeah.
No, it's hard to
Wait.
know.
Oh. If that wasn't Grant
Anyway.
Ellington, I wouldn't have. I
Yeah,
guess
you
it
know
doesn't
it's
matter.
Catacomb LeBlorn when you
Oh.
hear it. So
All right.
Warn
I
them
know.
to be careful about the body.
Oh man, I sure hope it's Catacomb LeBlorn. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, I'll also open the door.
Mhm.
And-
Yeah, so that's what you see. Katika is there with like a whole bunch of people behind.
Thank
We're loud.
goodness.
Yeah. And
he
I'll
says,
walk out and I'll say, it's okay. We had an unfortunate, another eruption of.
"Oh my
the
God, you've
Demonplague.
killed this woman."
It
No, we
doesn't look
killed
like
it.
a woman.
We've killed a Valak. Yes. Unfortunately,
Oh.
Baobab has succumbed to the demon plague. She was a mighty warrior. She helped us fight the first Velok, but she seems to have contracted it during that time.
That is sad. It is interesting how the demon plague always seems to come up whenever the four of you are involved.
I just want to kill everyone in this game, Jake.
Rock from inside will call and be like, actually, we weren't here when the first one attacked. What were you doing?
Oh, I was gathering my people, letting them defend them, getting them organized so we could defend each other.
So, and Rock is still cradling Wind and is going to like poke her head out the door and look at this guy because she's pissed off now. She's going to be like, oh, so you've been around every time there's been Velok.
And he says, well, I didn't make a deal with a necromancer.
No, but you've been around.
And
Here
he
you
sort
are.
of looks around and he says, whatever did happen to that necromancer you were supposed to kill, Torsten?
Well, we told everybody, right?
We said we
talked-
dealt with him, I think is what we said.
Yeah.
See, this isn't a time for politics.
Yeah,
We've
we've got
just
a giant's body we need to take care of.
Yeah, so we need to speak with the other members of the other people that helped us with the demon plague. Helped us fight the
The
Valak.
first attack, yeah.
Yes.
And he says, well, perhaps we should all gather in the town center then. Good idea, me. And then he like claps his hands and starts leading this little group to the town center.
To give himself a clap on the back.
No, you can see people aren't 100% buying this bullshit though.
Like, I'm such a good boy.
Yeah.
You taking your politics from the school of what the hell's his name?
Bajalin.
Jalen.
Bajalin? Yeah.
So there is he gives a laugh and he says, that criminal, no, I would never do anything like him. I have a totally big and new plans for this town. I want us all to live like Bajalin did, not just one person.
What?
And then walks away.
What does that even mean? Cheating on, or like having an extramarital affair with the miller's wife? Is that what you mean by that?
A Miller's wife for every. That got so gross. Like
No.
mid
To be fair, it was the general store owner's
Oh,
wife.
okay,
The
sorry.
miller's wife had a whole different set
not
of
as
problems.
it's not as snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So TK, Laugh Love Lindy bought you a healing potion.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Laugh Love Lindy. And Team V Fox bought you an auto success ring.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Team
Thank
V
you.
Fox. Team WV.
Yeah, I was
Fox.
gonna say Team WV
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah, I thought it was Team V Fox because I was thinking of Vivica A. Fox, star of Screen in the 90s. So
And actually, since they've said that, as we're walking out, I'm like, once again, still cradling Gorf, but I'll walk on up to Rain and be like, here, I keep forgetting to give you this. And she's got those potions of greater healing that she got from somebody. Oh, Kadra, I think, probably. Or maybe Palmine. I don't remember. Someone gave her a whole bunch of potions of greater healing.
Hooray!
And two to Rain and be like, here,
Ooh.
I think you need this. That looked painful.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. It did. It hurt. But
You should still like. I don't know if you want to take it now or not, but I keep forgetting.
yeah.
To give these
Oh,
people.
thank
She'll
you.
hand- she'll hand
Appreciated.
two,
Whoa.
and those are potions of greater healing.
Greater healing.
Yeah,
Nice.
but she'll keep one, and she's got one of the regulars for battlefield medicine.
So you're able to clean up and gather every thing and everyone into the town square where you've been many times. By the time you get there, you see Kadra and Palmine and Katika are there already, along with a good portion of the town after the bell has been rung, summoning people into the square.
Does everyone look annoyed? Like, again? What's the general feeling of the populace?
Yeah, there is a little bit like people look exhausted, and they have since the comet struck. It's one thing after another here, and so everyone is gathered, and Pauline stands up to start the proceedings. And says, "Now I understand everyone has been brought here today because we have important issues we'd like to discuss. Yes, Torsten, I believe you and, of course, the heroes of Fort Frostfell have the floor."
So I will. Torsten will go up on whatever little dais we have or whatever, and I'll say we have all been ravaged by these the Valak and the trouble they've brought here. Unfortunately, some of the townsfolk that helped fight the Valak have come under the auspices of this demon plague. We spoke with a few of them, and a couple of them were willing to kind of exile themselves to the prison where they are being watched over carefully. Unfortunately, we just had a nasty confrontation with another Velak. Our friend Baobab, who helped us fight the Belloc in the first place, succumbed to the demon plague, and as I'll kind of motion to us and to Rain, obviously looking injured and Gorf, say we had a difficult decision to make, and we had to put the Valok down. We're hoping that there, the others that may have succumbed to the demon plague that are here will be willing to kind of limit themselves so that for the safety of the town. And I'll say Rain has identified those people who seem to be showing symptoms.
And they say, "Oh, have you really, Rain? How do you know people who have been showing symptoms?"
Sure. And I'll explain. The symptoms are a bit peculiar, but essentially these people exhibit greater strength than they should have, and also begin to act erratically and strangely. So these people in particular happen to fight the Velok and have been acting strangely and are way stronger than they should be.
So there are some nods and some like looks of concern are going around. There's definitely murmuring happening at this point. So what is it you suggest that we do then?
Who is this talking?
Paul means Sandalwood.
Oh, okay, that's Paul.
This has always sounded like.
I'm getting very, yeah, okay. So the plan is to have these people moved into what was the Knight of the Last Bastion's fort. We will be searching for a cure. Unfortunately, they probably will be turning in the next few days into Valok, but we're hopeful that we'll find a cure when we deal with this demon plague in general, and hopefully they will turn back into their normal selves. But unfortunately, we cannot promise anything.
There are some sounds of concern and alarm at that. Like, oh, we're locking people up and we're, people might die before they can be saved. And Pauline comes forward and says, now, everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. I'm sure we won't be locking up anyone until we have good reason to do so. If people want to voluntarily quarantine themselves, as our friends over here say, that is, of course, more than welcome for the safety of the town. Now, what I would like to announce is that I am looking forward to working on a cure for this demon plague with these individuals here. I have been doing research with materials they brought back from me in a trip that I, of course, helped them organize to Fort Frostfell. Now, we have had our differences in the past, but it is time for us all to come together. Isn't that right?
Yes, I think we should all look past anyone's possible ness.
I am
You
not
are
a
still
werewolf.
people at the end of the day.
Nobody said you were a werewolf. I don't
No
know.
one's. I'm just making a note, a general note that where people are people too. They have
They
been
are people.
cursed. We should respect them and try and help them in any way we can. So thank you, Pauline, and thank you to all the were people out there for being so strong. If you make a connection between this phrase, then so be it. I'm just noting both of these things at once.
I want to assist Rain's sass by handing out some cupcakes.
As you all are trying to spread rumors about Palmine,
I would
Continue to spread.
never.
and then Palmine stands up and says, "And now I want everyone to take a moment to listen to Katika LeBlorn, who will be in charge of making sure the town is safe. He will be working with this team of individuals and making sure that everything is fine as far as the demon plague goes. He is my specially selected head of committee and is a person that I truly believe in, Katika." And Katika gets up and makes a speech that doesn't really mean anything about sticking together and all of the people that will be together. And
While this speech is looking on, Rock is going to take a really long look at Palmine. So she get bought. Is she doing this unwillingly? Why? Can I read her and see what?
Sure, make an insight check.
I would love to.
And this is also combined with sort of your history of what you know about them.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay, so you have a feeling this is probably out of spite. You have not endorsed Palmine.
Nah, whatever.
All right.
Sorry,
I
I called you
figured-
a werewolf that one time.
You know what? That's fine.
It was worth it.
I'm not sorry.
Rock stares at her for a moment, waits until the two of them make eye contact, and then she just rolls her eyes and goes back to petting Gorf. Wind.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Wind.
So now what I need from each of you is, as we go into almost wrapping up here, the next several days pass with everybody working together. Some people quarantine themselves. Some people too who are in prison turn into Valak. They are chained and hooded, so things are relatively safe in the prison. And there is the election day comes. An election day happens. So what I need is for those of you who are endorsing candidates who actually want to go out and speak on behalf of the 4 people that you have selected, make a persuasion check with advantage.
I am going to use my auto success from Team WV Vox because this is very important. Thank you so much.
Ew, Team W.
Even with advantage, I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, same with me. I'm going to use my auto success from
Oh,
Josh
from
Long
Josh. Nice.
to get that.
If we're not going out to campaign, do we still make the check?
If you're not going out to campaign, no, you don't have to make the check.
Because I'm gonna say Rock, if asked, will endorse Torsten and say Torsten is my friend and blah blah blah. But the next couple of days, she's basically she's given up on all of this politicking and thinks this whole thing is just ridiculous. Why can't everyone just work together like sentient beings? This is ridiculous. And she wants to spend that time with Fairy Eye and with Bruce, trying to figure out what to do next about finding the stuff that they need to go kill Zancrown. So if anyone asks, she'll be like, Thorsten, yay! But she's not gonna go out and do flyers and shit. She's looking for a jade gauntlet, 5 pounds of Ferengi mushrooms, and she'll think about giving up one of her weapons for a magic weapon to get this over with.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
Isabel is campaigning in the best way she knows how, which is holding she's not campaigning for Summa. They already agreed that she wasn't going to do that. Whatever. And her son decided to move away from her 200 miles. I'm not upset. So she doesn't have a lot going on. So she has little kind of Avon type parties, but they're for her matchmaking business. And so the way that she campaigns is by inviting like moms with their eligible daughters and stuff, and holding compatibility tests for the eligible bachelors that are running for the campaign. So I rolled a 21 as she holds these compatibility tests and reminds these young ladies that Torsten is unmarried. Just think of all the good qualities he has, and does the same for Huberg, but doesn't do the same for Sumoth. It just does Torsten, and like points out as well that Kadra is like has one for like the people who are interested in like women. Like Kadra, she's so beautiful and she's very powerful. She's a very powerful sorceress. Just think of all her good. What?
All right, come on. I'm trying something here. You're not helping.
Look, Kadra is never going to choose any of them.
Okay.
I don't know. Some of them might have the Demonplague get pretty swole. You know what I'm saying?
His brain's like, my hands are literal magic. So,
so the at the end of election day, the bell rings to announce the results of the election. And that is where we will stop for
I this. Also want to oh man, I'm nervous about people messing with the results. What is the polling process, James? We'll go over that at the beginning of the next session.
It's fair. It's fair and
all right,
balanced.
If you just say it's fair, then I'll... Wait, what'd you say?
I said and balanced.
I don't like that phrase.
Yeah, right?
Now I'm double suspicious.
It's a great phrase. It's about how fair and balanced things are. So let's go ahead, and I just want to remind people, if you are in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat, you are eligible to win a PDF of this level 1 through 20 adventure we are playing through right now, or a PDF of something else one of these wonderful creators has made. You want to enter !Polar Vortex again in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch channel for a chance to win that. And let us go now to TK. Where can people find you?
You saw me typing. I know what's going on.
It's me, it's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet, and if you like spooky stories, then you can read them at tkjwrites.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. On Twitter, I need to update my schedule because I can't be trusted, ha 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 ha, but I'm in a bunch of games, and you should watch them, or don't, whatever, I'm not your dad. But if you like spooky games, then you can watch me run a spooky game on Friday. It's great. It's on the Wizards D&D channel. That's nice. Right. Yes.
Excellent. TK.
I made some people cry.
Yes, indeed. TK, thank you so much. Please check out Tales from the Mist on Friday. It is one of the best D&D shows around. Speaking of great D&D shows and podcasts, Lauren, where can people find you?
Oh, hi, I'm Lauren Urban, also known as Obo Crazy. You can find me as the community manager for D&D Beyond, which means I get to play in Heroes of the Veil on Wednesdays on D&D, the D&D Beyond Twitch channel. I'm playing a Dragonborn cleric because I like healing my folks, and it's fun. You can also find me as the DM for the Dungeon Drunks podcast, which comes out every Monday, wherever fine podcasts are sold. I'm also just around the internet, and also I do actually still play the oboe. I am a professional oboist here in the Seattle area, and I have more gigs coming up, and I'll tell you about that when we get closer. Thanks, bye.
Excellent. Robert, where can people find you?
Hey, I'm Robert Aducci. You can find me on Twitter at Radu76. That's RADDU76. And you can find me at Esper Genesis. If you want some sci-fi in your 5th edition D&D type games, check out Esper Genesis on Twitter, Facebook, all those places.
You do want that, by the way. The lore of Esper Genesis is real cool. And it's very different. It's not like goblins in space, like they're their own species and things like that. So check that out. It is awesome. Rudy, where can people find you?
Hey, on Twitter at Rudy Basso. Of course, don't split the podcastnetwork.com for lots of really cool podcasts. We got some very exciting things in the works coming up. So keep an eye out. Some new shows that James and I are both very pumped about. This Twitch stream is also a podcast. If you search for it on iTunes or any podcatcher app, it comes out every Wednesday. give it a listen, give it a review, if you would be so kind. We'd appreciate it much. Also, be sure to keep an eye on this Twitch channel. Very soon, Tales from Moxbury, which is a Blades in the Dark actual play, will begin streaming. Josh, I see you. I know I have changes to make to our contract. I'm going to do it. Don't worry. Yeah, so James and I are both very, very excited about that too.
Yes, excellent. And if you want to know more about it, check out Joshua Long, who is often lurking in this chat. Is often giving bits and being awesome.
I'm currently a guest on the podcast Tales from Moxbury, so check that out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so go check that out, geekspective.com. Sorry, I was talking over Rudy when he said it. I apologize to you, Rudy. Yes, so I am in all of the same places as Rudy. I am also very excited about all of the things that we're talking and not currently talking about. And I also wrote the level 1 through 20 adventure we're playing through right now. You can go check it out at roleplayingtips.com/Demonplague. It's also available on DriveThruRPG. It's in print and PDF, hard and soft cover. I have a lot of extra bits that I've put out on my blog, worldbuilderblog.com, for it. Now, Rudy, who will win a copy of this, The Demonplague?
Here we go. Rolling the die. And it is SSJ Gogeta DBZ. Love it.
Hey!
I just saw the movie last week. It was fun.
Excellent. So we will be in touch with you for your copy, PDF copy of the Demonplague. So look to your Twitch account for that. A message shall come forth. And Rudy, we are going to give away something else.
We are.
Who wants to give something away? I'm putting the cast on the spot.
Oh.
Yeah, Lauren, do your pie one.
Yeah.
Give away the pie fight.
Would you like the pie fight? Someone's gonna win the pie fight. It's a fun little RP romp through a pie festival, and then perhaps a fight with a legendary pie monster, or probably a fight with a legendary pie monster. Do you want to know what that is? Hey, let's see who wins it.
You are the winner, Danny the Girl 825. Congratulations!
Hey. Woo! Thank
enjoy
you
your pie
so
fight.
much.
And enjoy some pie while you have a pie fight.
Yes,
Oh my God,
absolutely.
pie sounds so good.
Absolutely. Now, if you did not win, don't worry. There's always next week. Because you know what? If you don't let the demons bite, you might still be here. So don't let the demons bite.
Bye.
Bye.